Testing. Testing.
have anything yet? Okay.
Did you want to be my spokes too?
Sure, yeah, invite me. That way I can just see what's happening.
I'll give you a code.
Go grab my phone.
Yeah, I just throw on my phone.
This would have been so much better if I got a grade. I had 4 speed cards and 2 mouse cards. I did pull for it too. I almost went to like. I went to. I didn't tell you. I went to the thing on event.
It won't be as crazy as last spring, where I had 4 brackets.
Okay. That's fine.
Step over here with this.
You're good. Alrighty, I don't want to waste any more of your time here, so let's go ahead and get started. Get my mouse here. Okay, make sure this is on. Yeah. Sweet, it's on. Okay. Thank you for coming. This is definitely the largest participation of this back to school, so I really appreciate this. Especially we're about to introduce platforms, so that'll really help the in person. My name is Coach Straits. Started this program in the high school a couple years ago, and it's kind of grown into this program and with several different coaches. We'll introduce them in just a second. And we also have Ms. Gaddis over here, who will talk in a little bit also, who's doing an incredible job, doing what she always does. Like I said, make sure to pick out one of the flyers there. It has all of the important information, all of your dates that I know so far of for your team. If you don't know what your kid plays, we can help you with that. Cool. Yeah, so I want to introduce some of our coaches here. I have the blessing of not having just me anymore, which is very helpful. Miss Buchanan started last year, and we now have her in 6th hour to help us, which is a huge step. Then we have Coach Cameron, who is helping us this year for Siege and depending what we do. And then, of course, we have Coach Hopkins for the middle school, who also helps us with Smash. He's a major reason why this program is so good. We have all these players coming up from the middle school who we can keep growing. So that's really beneficial that we have. Yeah, if you all want to just talk for a second, or if you want to say anything, your choice.
I just want to say I'm very excited to be part of the program and a little more involved this year. I just started last year for the first time, and I learned so much. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of your kiddos a little bit better, or the new kiddos, and I'm excited to help coach. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Mr. Cameron. I'm the coach for Siege and Fortnite and a few other games. I'm really excited to be here and just bring my experience to the table and help coach your kiddos to be the best esports players they can be.
Awesome.
I am Mr. Hopkins. I'll be helping with high school Smash this year, help guide them. So I've had a lot of these kids since they were 7th or 8th graders, and a lot of them have come to be great high school players. So hope to continue the tradition.
Yeah, especially Smash with Hopkins. That's kind of his specialty, and he's really brought up a lot of players. So our Smash program is very strong because of him. So I'm super glad that we can have him take an additional step with us. Yeah, so we have, just so you know who's kind of under your kid here. So Coach Cameron is going to be helping Coach Siege, and then Buchanan is going to be doing Fortnite, and that's kind of their main two. They might be helping step in just depending on what we need, and I'm kind of under everything else. So with obviously Smash with Hopkins. So just so you know, if you have a question, just reach out to me, but it's probably, just so you know. Okay. Where am I? Cool, that's different. Some of this is from our talks this past 2 days. I'm going to kind of blow through this, but I do want you to know what I expect from our students and what esports is. Let's start with that. So some of you may be very new to this. This is your first year with this program at all. Don't know what esports is. So we play competitively against other schools across Oklahoma. We have 300-400 schools across Oklahoma who compete in esports. We obviously compete with our bigger schools, but as you can see, we have a lot of different games we can play. There's kids getting scholarship for this. We just had last year Rocket League kid get a full ride to NEO for Rocket League. So it's definitely possible, but our goal is not to have the best players, but to have these kids that are good citizens, right? To have this activity be something they can latch on to people who are like-minded and find friends. And I think that's goal has been obtained with a lot of our groups here. So I'm really proud of that. Cool, so this kind of close again, but it's our big grades, behavior, and ability. Okay, so we obviously cannot play them if they are not eligible, and that's something we will be harking on them if they are getting even lower, to a D. We'll say, hey, what's going on with this class? And if they aren't eligible, they will not be playing during the class. Okay, so if that's something that your kid has trouble with, you can also kind of hold that up to that standard. I really appreciate that. Behavior, same thing. That's one of the things we talk about during class is how to act when we are competing, especially with our own teammates against other schools. We should be held to the highest standard. Trying to not be angry when we are playing games, because I'm sure, as you've seen some of your kids, we get angry when we are playing something competitive, but we want to try to not do that. So that's one thing we talk about. But grades is first, behavior, and the ability is at the bottom. If I have a kid who is straight A's, is great to work with, always here, consistent, I'd much rather work with someone who's not that great at the game than someone who's the best player in the game or whatever, but their grades are awful. They're not great to work with. They're here cussing up a storm, stuff like that. That doesn't work here. Okay. Blow past some of that. Class structure. Our competition and practices are 40%, so that's a good chunk of the grade there. Our competition meeting, most of our games are weekly, so we will have 1 day of matches, 1 day of practice. Broadcasting is another big part that we have. We're streaming this right now, and we stream all of the time. We even had a kid get a scholarship to Southeastern for casting. So there's another avenue that we talk about. 99% of jobs in any sports sector is not the people on the field, right? Same thing with esports. Most of the jobs are the people behind the scenes, management, broadcasting, casting, production, all that kind of stuff. So if they want to do this, that's great, but they also should be looking at this, right? Same thing with with your sports stuff. Social media videos, that's more of we're looking at how to edit videos, your VODs, edit different things. Research, that is a project we do once a semester. We're going to pick a topic, and then we will present the topic to the class. Okay. So now we're getting into what's on your paper there. Okay. So now we're talking about fees. There's a general fee of $50 per semester. I just put it as $100. You don't have to pay the whole right now. If you do, that's great. If you need to wait until the spring, that's okay. Okay. There's also $15 for the drug testing pool. That will be a fee that you pay within Rank 1. We'll talk about in a second. We also have new jerseys. We'll talk about in a second. But the main thing is I do not want money to be a barrier into this program. Okay, so if you cannot pay that, or they need to have some other opportunity to fundraise it, please talk to me and we will work it out. Okay. Okay, so jerseys. What we are doing is every 2 years we are rotating what jersey we're doing. So we had our older jerseys. A lot Coach Buchanan is wearing right now, and then we're going to a different jersey this year. I don't have long sleeve. I need to get rid of that part. But this is the new jersey. It has a nice front, and then the back has you can put your username, gamer tag, whatever they want on there. That's obviously appropriate for school. So we have this. Anytime they are playing a match, especially if we are in person, we are traveling, they should have this jersey. Okay, that is required from our leagues, for one thing, for the travel at the very least. But we want to see that when we're playing matches, especially if they're on stream. We have our camcorders going on that shows they're doing it. It looks really nice. We want to make sure they have this. Do I move on? Yeah, okay. Esports gear, that same QR code is over there. It's also on your flyer. By the way, I have QR codes to that flyer on the back of it, okay? And it has all the links, okay? So there's many different ways to get those links, and I'll also email this out later. You'll need to buy a jersey by August 23rd. Anyone who has not bought a jersey after that, we're just going to why we're doing that is what happened, the past years is we'll have, 2 or 3 people who haven't got a jersey in 3 or 4 months, and then you had to keep up with it. We're just going to buy them all, okay? And then we will add that fee to your overall fees. So if you want to do that, make sure it's customized and make sure it's right. Go ahead and do that before the Sunday, the end of Sunday. Parents are allowed to buy jerseys if you would like. We'll also have other things you can buy throughout the year to rep your students. I know Ms. Gaddis is wearing a shirt right now that we had a store for. Okay. Any questions with this so far? Okay. Cool. Okay, Rank 1 forum. So we're doing this a little bit different this year. We're trying to be more uniform with how we do things as we go on, as we grow, more coaches, all this stuff. Rank 1 is how we do our drug testing form, which is how we did it before, but it was not a link to that. But this time you will have an account that you can link to your students, if I'm correct there. I haven't looked at the parent side, so it's a little on my side, but it will have that drug testing form, which you can pay there. It'll have the eligibility form, and then we're going to go ahead and have everyone do the absence form. That is for 10 plus absences to make sure they're still eligible. Most of us will not get there, but we'll still have, one or two, especially if they're in, say, band, or choir, or anything else. It can add up. So we want to make sure that we just do that now. So that rank form, that link, I had the link to the parent. All kids should be in there on the roster at this point. If they aren't, or you're having any trouble, so go ahead and message me, and we'll get that figured out. Cool. Cut Time is another platform we are adding. So before, we just had our fees, and then you paid the fee on My School Bucks, and then I told you that it was good, right? You can really see what the fee was for and what you had, and we had credits from fundraisers. Now we have a platform where I can add, if you fundraise $50 for your account, then I can put that on there. You can see exactly what you're owing, how many credits you have. This is going to be a great tool on my side, especially time. It should be hopefully good for you. I know we have a lot of bands in here too. So we also came out with an app like today. So I know that's one big gripe with some of my band parents were like, yeah, it's a link they send to you, and then if you lose the link, it's impossible to get back to. Yeah. So now there's an app, so you can look at that. I kind of want to go over it really quick what it looks like. On my side. Okay. So this is what it looks like. I'll click all this stuff because that breaks my laws. And then the esports manual is kind of a detailed official district thing just yet, but we are working on that. I wanted to kind of have that out for you. Questions? It will list the esports games. So that's one. How do we explain what the game does actually so you understand what your kid is playing? So there are different ratings here. You can look at that, monetizations, violence in games, and then the ratings for that. Yeah, okay. So please make sure to have that signed by about the end of the month. Everyone should have a Cut Time account now. Okay, you should have had an email sent to you, either your phone number or your email or both. And it should have a link, and it should link to your students. And it shouldn't say anything on it really right now. I haven't put any cost yet because I haven't linked the district way to do that yet. So don't pay anything yet. I will send something out saying, hey, we're ready to take fees. If you do not have a Cut Time thing ready, I haven't sent something to you from Cut Time, shoot me a message, okay? You can either do that through your email. Okay. Yeah, I just sent an email like an hour and a half ago. If you didn't receive an email from me, message me because I want to make sure you're on that parent group. I send an email about once a month just to say, here's the updates, here's the important things. So if you don't want to be on a sports U and receive every little thing I send out, but you still want to be informed, we'll make sure you're on that parent email. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Calendars. All right, so here's our weekly schedule this fall. Obviously, this can change, but this should be fine for this fall. All of the teams, we should be good. And obviously, in the spring, this will change also. So we have Fortnite, and this we're kind of working our stuff down in our flyer, so all this information should be there. Fortnite has matches on Tuesdays. They have to be at the matches on a regular basis. If they're not at a regular basis, then we have a problem, and we need to find a different game for them. Okay? So if you're in band in the fall, you're not doing Fortnite. Yep, because Tuesday, Thursdays. Practice on Mondays, rivals, match on Mondays, practice on Tuesdays, Siege, match on Tuesdays, practice on Thursdays. Overwatch has a LAN circuit this fall, so the practice is on Thursdays. For varsity, we're going to add Wednesday practice also, because that's just varsity. I know we have some overlap with bands for Overwatch. We'll just have to deal with that as we go on for practices. So as long as they are communicating with me, so really any other activity, obviously band is like the big one because it's going full swing right now, and choir, any sports. Just make sure they are communicating with me about where they can be. Apex, match Wednesdays, that's every other Wednesday. Practice Monday. Smash, practice on Wednesday. And he should have already talked to you about that, yeah. You want to talk about Smash really quick?
For those doing high school Smash, Wednesdays they'll come over for me. I think they'll leave from your 6 hour, correct? They'll walk over for my practice. I know starting probably September 9th, we'll start working on their, is it AAEL online cruise?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one will be here at September 9th. Other than that,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be Wednesdays. If you're in high school Smash and apparently you want to be in My Sports U, I have the whole schedule posted for you. Just let me know. I can get you that link. I have all the fall dates for both OSEL, OPSE. I don't have the other ones, but soon will. Okay.
Yeah, Smash is one of our more involved games because they have all of those dates there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus in-person tournaments, plus some weekly stuff we can do. So Wednesdays, that will also end up being a cruise. That's the OSA. We'll start here, then as they get used to it, we'll have them go down there. And then there are some of the AEL, which is All American Esports League. That's a national circuit. That's kind of a monthly-ish thing going on. We'll talk a little more about that in a second. Karts is on Thursdays. We have almost every single Mario Kart player as banned, so that's unfortunate for this semester. So we will, look for the spring. There's also that national circuit for Mario Kart. Practice on Mondays. Mario Kart, Rocket League on Thursdays. Practice on Mondays. We have some different other games. If you're here for Pokemon Champions, I know that's. So as you can see, there's a lot going on all of the time. Even with us 3, 4, there's a lot going on. So just we wanted to make sure that you had your dates and no one else's dates, just to make sure that you don't get confused there. We also have the Google Calendar that has everything going on. But if you want to make sure that you know what days it is, it's right there. Okay, that's for you. Okay. Yeah, after school snacks. Sports U, that's more for the kids. If you do want to get on the Sports U, it's right there for the code. I think I have it on here on the flyer. Okay. Let's talk really quick about Discord and all that. So we do have it here at the school, but it is detached from the students. They cannot message anyone. They should not be doing that. If they do, they will be kicked. It's here for our voice chat, so they can use that because that's the best thing for it. It's supposed to stay on here. They shouldn't be logging on their own stuff. We already talked about that. We will continue to talk about that. Let's see. That's really about it for that. Our socials, I will post those regularly on Sports U as hey, we're streaming. I literally just did that 30 minutes ago for this. So just be looking out for that, especially on your match days. I'm going to try to get a good mix of those games. If 2 games are happening on the same day, we obviously can't stream both at once. I'm going to try to get back and forth a little bit as much as we can. Cool. Before that, Okay, I'm gonna talk about that National League really quick. Okay, so some of you have this on the flyer, some of you don't. Okay, so dates to know. Your weekly schedule should say a practice and a match. Some say just practice. Tournaments, it has all of your tournament days if that applies to you. Some of us, those games don't have in-person things to go to just yet, at least, so they're not on there. Some of them will have that national All-American Esports League, and then it'll have the dates for those. Most of those are going to be a virtual thing that we're going to do at home, okay? Because if you saw that calendar, that Google Calendar that we have, it is happening all of the time. Actually, let me pull it up really quickly. Where'd you go? What tab is this? What? Where's my tab at? Okay. It decided to do that to me. Okay. Where am I? Okay. All right. So going back to that, here is what the Google Calendar looks like. We have these AL right here, AL. So they're happening all of the time. So most of those are going to be at home. Obviously, if a team asks for it, I can be here, but I'm going to try to not do that because that's going to overload me / Buchanan / Cameron. The crews we will probably have here because crews online is rough, and having crews online and 3 different switches at home is going to be really rough. So probably not going to happen there. The finals for that is in the spring. There. And then we have Fall State. All right. Fall State, so these are for our weekly matches. So this is Rocket League, Siege, Rivals. Most of those games, except for Smash and Overwatch, really, are going to have a playoffs on December 1st and 2nd, right? Double check that. Yeah, December 1st or 2nd. Some of them will not have a state because they are what's called a virtual game, and they finish their bracket in playoffs. So that's mainly going to be kind of our side games of like Pokemon Champions, those kind of games. Or they will have what we call a core game in the spring, which will have a state. So for example, our Fortnites, they have a match on Tuesday, playoffs on the 1st and 2nd of December, and then state is at UConn either the 10th or the 12th. Okay, so just make sure you're following that. Obviously, if you have any questions with this, it's a lot of information. I'm trying to separate as much as possible so I'm not overloading you. There. Yep. Cool. Yeah, and I also put the spring playoffs in state, just so you can mark that down. The playoffs are virtual. They are here. Okay, so that's during the school day. We'll have them out. You are welcome to come watch those. Speaking of, you're welcome to come watch any of those matches. Okay, depending on where we're going for the in-person, just depends on the location, how much room they have. But I would love to have more and more attendance for cheering on, even if you don't know what's going on. It's usually there's an obvious like, oh, they took the point, yay, something like that. We can all do that. So I would love to have parents come down, your friends come and cheer people on. Cool. That's probably about it. Smash is its own beast because they will have 2 different leagues, 2 different states, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay. There. Okay. So, fundraising. Last year, we raised, I think it was about $11K, which is awesome. and I really appreciate that. We have a great parent group, which we'll kind of segue that into that in a second, that not only raised that, but raised a couple other things, and as was incredible last year, and I hope we can continue that, not only just straight up just like donating, money, but also we have snacks that we have here for after school. We have a couple donations already where if they are here, instead of going to the vending machine or saying, oh, I need to go on queue real quick, they can just stay here, and they can eat a snack, and then they can go home and go eat dinner. So we're trying to, negate some of that, staying here, not spending money when they don't need to. That also helps us sell stuff for concessions. When we do have in-person events, we hosted about, I think it was 15 times last year. So lots of things going on, lots of things that we need help with all of the time. A lot of those Smash events we are hosting. I think we have a list of like when we are hosting. Okay, I think that's good there. Sure. Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to segue into the parent group. Yeah. So I'll have Ms. Gaddis come up here. She has been a force in this esports that has really helped a lot over the years, and she's just coming up with new ideas all the time.
Probably, I'm sure whenever I come up with a new idea, you're like, okay.
Oh, here's another thing.
Okay, sure.
No.
Hi, everybody. Team parent, this will be my 3rd year, and then I'm graduating with him, so if somebody else is interested, I definitely want to hear all about that. Our goal, of course, is to support the coaches, the players, and the program. We're not here to interfere with coaching or any of that kind of stuff. We're just helping with other things. As we continue to learn and grow the program that how we to Sports U, because a lot of the other school programs also use Sports U. So I don't know about you, but I don't like having communications in 14 different places. So if we can minimize that a little bit or have it be more central, that's definitely my preference. So it's possible that Sports U stuff may come out later that we'll switch over to. But for now, it's GroupMe. So if you are not on the GroupMe parent program, it's what are called the parental controls. If you're not on that GroupMe group, let me know and we'll get you hooked up with that. We help do lots of different things. We have gone and picked up pizzas and Chick-fil-A sandwiches. We've sold snacks and stuff. I brought these up here as an example of what we're looking at. We have found that drinks that are this size with the bottled that have a screw-on cap to help keep the equipment a little bit more safe is the preference. So when you're looking for things to help donate with snacks and drinks, this is the size preference or something with a cap on it. And then we generally sell these for a couple of dollars and waters for $1. That way, things available for the kids. And then you can get a variety snacks and stuff that we just sell. So because those are donated, all of that proceeds comes back to the program and helps support them in whatever it is that they need to purchase at that time. The ping him or me, or we'll get everybody connected to that. Let's see. I'm not sure if there's anything else. Is there any questions that you might have for me? Oh, if you didn't get a flyer, there is, we printed some off and it's got some information, and I made sure to kind of echo what he said about dates and stuff. So on the volunteer, there are dates, so like the Smash tournaments, the LAN tournaments, the state, all of that is located on the volunteer flyer as well. So you can kind of see if there's something that might work out for you. If you can be in person, I think I was adding it up. There are weekday volunteer opportunities, but there's also Saturday opportunities. So if you work during the week, you can help on a weekend and vice versa. The other thing I will say is that it's in the past, we've kind of pinged one list of everybody to help out with different things, but I understand that you may be mostly interested, if you can be in person, helping on a day when your child is being the one that's participating and not, because there's obviously 7 different games that I have that we would help out with. So this year, my hope is that we would kind of collectively receive information, but maybe also divide into parent groups of, you know, the Overwatch team and the Marvel Rivals and Mario Kart and so on. So if anybody would like to be like a point person for your child's game, that you can kind of help talk to the other parents in that same game, that would be really helpful. I will be, like I said, graduating out this year, so I'm hoping to kind of leave things better and continue to grow and progress forward in what is helpful and gets information out and gets the most participation. So I do have a piece of paper tonight that if you're willing to sign up tonight to say I'll be the point person, and that's just that communication, like a call. I would really appreciate it, so you can see me afterwards about that. He's got flyers if anybody missed.
You don't have a flyer that says want to volunteer on the top of it. Can one parent from each family raise their hand and I'll make sure that we have one?
I think. Oh, no. When you're looking to do your donations for snacks and drinks, we are no energy drinks. Pop is as energetic as it gets. So if you send it, it will not be put out. We have a room back there that's, we're trying to kind of change that up a little bit. We want to make sure that the kids have snacks, like he was saying, after school, so that they don't leave. They're staying on campus, during their practice time, but they have that available to them. Otherwise, they're kind of locked up because this room is still kind of, I think people come through here and probably take things that we want to make sure it's designated for our kiddos. And we have, sorry, go ahead.
Last year we were Pepsi only. Are we still Pepsi only?
No, we have, no, there was Coke and Pepsi, and
Yeah, my understanding, as long as we don't buy it, we're good.
Okay.
Okay, so if we sell it, Pepsi only. Okay. I've heard that, like, different things. So let's just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that is new to me. So Pepsi products. Okay, Pepsi products only, I guess, until you hear otherwise.
Dr. Pepper is also very, very popular.
Dr. Pepper, yeah. Dr. Pepper is very popular. Yeah. We have a free was the old cafeteria. We have kind of, we're scavengers. We kind of did and tried to figure out what's the best way to work for sessions and stuff. We had a parent last year, sessions on top of that, sell it when we have kids down. Square now, which is very helpful because we could do that. So that helps, and that will help generate more funds as well. There's a refrigerator or cooling area back there, so we can put the drinks and stuff in there, which is really nice. And then when they go and they travel to NSU or wherever it is that they go, Oklahoma City, whatever is donated can also be taken with them as their transport and go off-site to places too. So we do a lot with that. So if anytime you go to the grocery list, if you'll just pick up one or two things, it would make a big difference. I think that's it for me. Oh, like you said, this is one of the shirts that was on the fundraiser thing last year. Esports swag. A lot of times I like to wear my kid's old jersey because it's got his name on it, and then I don't feel like I spent that money and he doesn't wear it anymore. So it's nice to have that. But any questions for me? Sorry I rambled. Nope. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that's one thing we were trying to change a little bit because that's great. I'm so glad that we started that. That's one of the things I'm really proud of last year. But if we had one or two kids come in and grab something when we're not here, or some of our kids in the middle of the day, that's for after school. So we're locking that up. One thing I would love more donations of is like water and Gatorade. I think the plan right now is we're gonna have like the pop locked up for concessions, and then water and Gatorade is for like the everyday, because they really don't need a bunch of soda anyways. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. So if you are looking to donate, water and Gatorade is kind of more of a priority for us. I really appreciate that. We'll send something out when we're like close to an event, say, hey, we're wanting stuff for donations for the concessions. If you would love to donate, that'd be great. That helps us obviously reduce our costs instead of going out and to buy stuff and then we resell it. Maybe we don't resell some stuff. That really helps. One thing she was talking about, so that table we have here with the trophies, that is not our cumulative trophies. That is just from last year. So yeah, we did very good last year. You see the banners here. That's just from last year. That's more than double. More than double of what we had total. And I'm expecting the same kind of thing this year. Around the same. So our little trophy case is already overloaded. So if you have something you would like to get rid of and it's something like that would fit, and or I haven't approved this from the district or anything, or we could put like shelves back there, something like that. If you were handy with that, that's one of our priorities. Figuring something out there. Or something else that you said that I wanted to say. So that's the individual parent contact per game. The way I describe esports to people who don't know anything about esports is, imagine if all of the sports were gathered to one program. I am the coach for football and basketball and baseball and all of that. And that's why it's so important we have so many different people helping with this. And it's so great that we have that. That's eventually what it's going to be, is we have one coach per game. That's the goal. But if instead of we have an event for, especially our eventful Smash calendar, we can send that to Smash first, and we can have those parents volunteer, and then if we don't have enough, then we can disseminate around. So that would really help, so we're not sending out things all of the time. I think that's really about it. If you have any questions, you can say and ask me. Everyone should have my personal number. So if you don't, you just text me, okay? It should be on the email. If you're not getting the email, shoot me a message. That's really about it. Thank you for coming.
this coming Monday.
Who's your player? Eli. Okay, cool. I'm glad to have him.
He's excited.
Yes.
Has he told you he's diabetic?
I think I got an email. One of those.
Are you familiar at all?
What can he not have? Yeah.
He can have anything he wants as long as he does. You got a lot of people we'll talk about it later. I'll probably bring some juice. He was in band, quit band. So there's some juice over there that I'm gonna
we can get you.
bring over here. So
Yeah,
that
we can put him in
just
that
in
office
case
too. Just
as an
absolutely.
emergency. Yeah.
Okay.
But we can talk about it. And the nurse or health clerk or someone can train you on emergency stuff.
Yes. Yeah. They got that.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of our things we just started. I don't think there's so that this is one of our games, that's playoffs, and then
So he,
yeah.
that's good. So we get Thank you so much.
Cool.
Jersey now, or we're still waiting on?
No, we're waiting on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I was ordering forever. They just downloaded it, and I'm gonna order. I'll put yours in the bulk order too. So.
Tuesday.
And that's his fees, right?
Yes.
She's like, can I hand this to you? He's busy. I'm like, yes, I'll take it.
Hand that to me tonight. That'd be great. But here we are. Hey.
I know. She was prepared. I was like, that's smart. I was just asking her about a shirt. It says like gold, diamond, and platinum.
That's
as
like the
choices. What is
level of like quality.
Material.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can get different.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually I go with the middle. It's a little better. I think it wears a little less. Kind of.
But they're all the same, $35, right?
No, it goes up.
Oh, they.
Yeah.
I didn't look at that. I was looking at the color, and I'm like, what in the world is the color? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
There was a little bit. All right, cool.
I want to make
Yeah.
sure I'm not saying something wrong.
Sure.
Smash is on Mondays, correct? For OKSE.
Oh yeah, the tournaments.
So
Did I miss a
these
date?
dates you have are Saturdays.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
So my Sports U, I just happened to look online.
Okay.
So do you have the dates in front of you?
Yes.
So I
Really
think it was
do that.
September 28th or
The 12th. Yeah, September 12th.
so on the
Yeah. How did I get that wrong?
But it's the 28th. Yeah.
Was
right
it the
there.
last year or something?
It's a Monday. September 28th, and then looks like it. October 26th.
did I
no,
do?
So October 26th is a Monday. So the first one was Saturday.
How was that so wrong?
Just
the one?
yeah. Looks
Oh,
like
I think I put the
Okay.
those dates maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are swapped or something.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but it would be the
Okay.
28th, correct?
It is the
'Cause
28th. Yes.
I matched the middle school, and normally high school and middle school.
I'll make sure to put that in the email too. Yeah.
So, because I
Bound to
put
get
on
something
whatever
wrong,
the
you know.
online for OKSE had.
Yes.
So that should be
Yeah.
correct.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad you asked
I
that.
just want to make sure.
Yeah, for
no,
sure.
I
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm right.
Yeah. There's so many dates going on. So.
And then we didn't get an email for you for cut time. And we
Okay.
have cut time for band.
You have cut time?
So we just looked and it's not in there. He's
Okay.
not, doesn't have esports in there for
Okay. What's your student again?
Mason.
Mason. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Made a note, and I'll make sure to get that for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure I missed one or two of them.
Showed band in there
Okay.
for him.
Yeah, it's an app now, right? Is that the app or?
No, I just, when they send the link, I just search
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
link each time and just click on it. So.
Okay.
It's easy.
Well, awesome.
Easy enough. All right.
It did add you to the Sports U.
Yes, it did. We're good to go.
If anything pops up, just let me know. I've worked with you guys before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mason's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he does.
He had a great freshman year.
Yeah.
Well, he's been going to the Monday nights.
Good. Good. That's the way to do it.
Tell them they got to start wearing their jersey, or they're going to
Oh, yeah.
They have to pay.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't like wearing it, but I
Where's
guess
jersey?
we're taking advantage of the Bixby part. So
Okay.
if he wants it still to be free,
But we pay, so it'll, so it'll, well, he's been paying. He pays $5.
No, but that's the
You have to pay the $5 to participate.
Oh,
then there's like
yeah,
a
yeah.
facility fee that you
Fee,
get
yeah,
waived.
yeah.
Yeah, to put it in the pot so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can get something from it. Yeah.
But yeah, Corey reached out from T-Town, said, hey, anyone that goes, they need
Yeah.
to start wearing
Okay.
that jersey.
Okay. We'll tell him. And he's been going to that. Which one?
Really? Going to Warguts too? That's good. Cool. Very good. Okay.
Do you need
All right.
Then you've got like psycho, all
So,
this stuff.
hear me out. Be great.
Yeah.
Candidate. You're my candidate.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
You're sucker.
Yeah, you're my sucker. That's right.
Now you know he's only right now. 3 years. 2 years after this. But I try to help as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using plant against
I mean, so much of it I think is really just delegation.
Right.
Because, I mean, because the year before it was we wanted
Yeah.
to get parents to volunteer. And then last year when I started talking to people specifically about being got a lot more participation. So I think as I've learned, I'm hoping this year will.
I think that game tactful is really good.
I do too.
You know.
I do.
You know, so we can start like, giving those responsibilities out more. You
So.
All right. Well, thank you. Best of luck to you.
Yeah, you too. And she's a third. Yeah.
You got a great teacher shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sure.
Have a good evening.
It's on Mondays.
Oh, that one's not working, right?
Well, I know. I got it on here. I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure out what to join.
Oh, it's the parental controllers, like,
I don't know if I go there.